Hey guys, it's Squid. Welcome back to the channel. How is everybody doing tonight? As if this morning and what we read that was filed yesterday wasn't enough. Bubbles strikes again. Let me repeat that. Bubbles strikes again. And it doesn't appear to be with anything intelligent. I'm looking for a lip balm because I'm looking at myself on camera and I'm like, oh, these lips are dry as hell. It's been quite the day. God, I hope so. I just, hey, David. Hey, Chris. Karen, BBB is over the roof. Living life with FND. How are you? And if you have not checked out her channel, she has a channel and she has been doing some live streams. Y'all give her some support. Go like, go subscribe. Sarah is amazing and she's a beautiful person and has been through the ringer, and just give her some love. I'm looking in my drawers for lip balm and there's literally lip balm sitting behind my mic. This is what happens when you have a toddler and she moves stuff. You think it's in one place and it is in another. So I am going to, before we even start, and I promise I will be done before Megan and Tug. That's the goal. I'm just going to we're going to just clean it out. But before I do that, hopefully you come up on my stuff. Yep, there we go. She has 27 subscribers. Like, can we get her up to like maybe 100 by the end of the day today? Because y'all, she is a beautiful personality and deserves all the love in the world. So I am going to drop her link in the chat and I want y'all to go show her some love. Because it's really hard when you're starting out. It's really hard when you're starting out and it's really nerve-wracking. And when you're wanting people to show up and you don't know where to start and how to do things, and like, it's just, yeah, y'all just go show her some love. And Marcus, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you for keeping us updated on this case. It is, oh, and it did give me a migraine today, by the way. So y'all just remember how I said, yeah, today this is headache inducing. Y'all just, whoo. We are going to check on her sub count at the end and we will see where we are. But we are going to get into this because y'all, y'all are awesome. See, I love this community because I wouldn't be where I'm at without the help of other streamers and other people and a whole bunch, like too many to name. But it's about paying it forward. Like, I am not the greatest streamer. I am not the most popular streamer, but I didn't get to 3K subs without some help from other people and some support from other people. So we're going to pay it forward. And it was bad, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as what it used to be. However, hey, PJ Campbell Todd, how are you? Subscribed. I also suffer with FND. Yeah, and she is going to be one of the people that I am going to have on this channel. We just have to figure out a time that is going to work for everybody. But we have to, I want to do, part of my channel is giving a voice to people who have been gaslit and mistreated by the medical community, especially people with like Chiari, EDS, FND, people who have been told for years that, oh, you're fine. It's nothing. You're faking it. It's all psychological. No, motherfucker, it's neurological. And I hope she can deal with sarcasm because I just subscribed. Timothy, you changed your name. Attack Penguin. Oh, you have a hella migraine right now. As much as I want you to watch this, this might not be the motion for you with a migraine because it's only gonna make it worse. Oh, and day 4 of a migraine. Yeah, it's my headache is still there, but it's not as bad. So hold 1 second. We're up to 58 subscribers. I found you through Megan. Yeah, Megan is one of those people that helped me out a lot. I was on her channel. She's part of the reason I started a channel, because she made it look fun. And it is fun. When you get the right topic and the right people, it is so much fun. All right, we are going to share this, because good Lord. Read depo. I love the way it's saved. It's like read depo invoice. Arg Pensacola. Yeah, this is, by the way, this is between Karen Reed and this. My blood pressure is over the roof. Yeah, I Gabby, like y'all, and get your state. Like something's wrong. I live with permanent migraine. Neurologist can't find a medication to help. Have you ever been checked for a Chiari? I'm not saying that you haven't. I'm not diagnosing you, but I had the same thing. I had a headache every day, and nothing seemed to help. And it felt like someone was trying to beat, like try to get out of my head. Well, it turns out my brain was falling out of my skull. Because, my brain is so big that, like, it was falling out of my skull. BBB is crying again but him not having any money. Yeah. Yeah, that one's a tough one. Luckily, I'm not allowed to legally sports bet. Oh, Janice, you are so generous. And thank you, everybody. Y'all are awesome. Somebody asked me to keep sharing this, so I'm going to. But this is my Amazon list. The housewarming gifts that if y'all want to contribute, it would be greatly appreciated. If not, that is okay too. I just love having y'all here. It is just one of those. Janice, thank you for the $19.99 super chat. Love your streams. I love that you're here. We are going to get into this. I just have to open up my studio because I'm really bad at that. Opening up my studio so I can see the chat. Because I don't always get everything in. Yeah. I had a bunch of surgery and bone grafts to my head and face decades ago and get some killer headaches due to the echo through my sinus cavity. It sucks. Yeah, yeah, the 1219 depot was the one in Pensacola. So, oh my goodness. I am so sorry to hear that. I hope they have a plan on how to get through that. That's a really good call. I hadn't even thought of the flight issues. Patrick, I guess BBB stands for bad broke bullshit. What? You got a slap on the wrist for being bad commenting on a video and pause for a day. Oh, I still have to record my video. I'm probably going to do it sometime when Mr. Squid is off work and I can sit in here. There was a video posted 5 days ago by Zach Thielander where he was reacting to something. And these functional fitness professionals that say like forward hip hinging is bad, squats are bad, deadlift is bad. I just like shoulder press is bad. All these bilateral frontal or sagittal plane movements, bilateral hip hinging. And they're like, this is not how you should train. This CrossFit's bad because this is not how you should train. I'm sorry, shoulder press, grabbing something off of a shelf. Deadlift, picking something off the floor. Squat, getting your ass off the toilet. As an occupational therapy professional, I view those movements as functional to human performance, not in sport, but in life. And since I am a proponent of aging gracefully, aging in place, and maintaining strength and getting your ass out of the medical industrial complex, the fact that people hate those exercises when they don't understand the medical side of why those exercises are important to perform. No, you don't need to squat 300 pounds, but you need to be able to squat your body weight so your ass can stand up. But that's a whole nother can of worms. And I had your PT this morning. Yeah, and that's kind of my point as an OT professional, OTA. Like I saw that, and like I have to go back and watch the original video, and I have to make a react video, which I never thought I would do. I never thought I would make a react video to someone else's YouTube video, but here we are. Here we are. Like Asians no shade hate squat to potty. Well, it's like, and think of, I mentioned this morning, but it's like, if hip hinging is bad, try to put your pants on without hinging at the hips. It's not possible to not flex your hips and get dressed, but that's sidebar. We'll get into this so we can be done before 8 o'clock. Did you see the video of the 104 woman being taught to stand again with her OT? It was amazing to watch. Got her to rebuild her muscles. I love OT. I love OT because it combines the physical and the biomechanics of PT, but more fine motor, and the cognition of speech therapy. So I loved it. It was great. All right. or before Bruce drops his next motion. There's that too. All right. I have 2 documents up. I still have the document from earlier up because I was talking to my father about it. And my father was the one who told Bruce to get circumcised. So in a chat, I have the screenshot because I thought it was hilarious. All right, motion for attorney's fees under 28 U.S. Code 1927. Here we go again. The defendants move pursuant to 28 U.S. Code 1927 for an order that the plaintiff's counsel pay reasonable attorney's fees for unreasonable and vexatious multiplying proceedings by. I rarely do you see bullet points in a. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. They want OT and PT with other BS rhetoric and subpar medical care industry. Now, I have my certification in corrective exercise, so I can work with patients people not in the same way as OT and PT, but in the you're too high level for PT, but you're too low level to participate in sport. You've been discharged from PT and OT with a home exercise program. But I've had patients literally tell me, I'm not going to effing do this, right? Unfortunately, working inpatient, that's all I could do was discharge them with a home therapy eval and a home exercise program. So I got my certification in corrective exercise, and the new goal is to keep people out of the medical industrial complex. But I just haven't started with that because I just don't know where to start. It's a little overwhelming. Failing to pay half the cost of the court reporter for the December 19th, 2024 deposition of the plaintiff is ordered by the court. Okay, that one I can see because the court did require that plaintiff pay half. So it's yeah. I told you my daughter has Chiari malformation type 1. She was treated bad. She had surgery on her neck. Now she's having many problems. I would love to speak to people that have been gaslit, treated bad, surgeries didn't work. Because people who have no issues with the medical system, people who have virtually no health issues, no chronic pain, seem to think, not everybody, so I don't want to generalize, but they seem to think that because they haven't had any issues, that it's not, that it works perfectly. And it's like, no. all walks of life, different states, different kinds of healthcare, VA healthcare, military medicine, civilian healthcare. It doesn't matter. There are doctors and nurse practitioners and nurses all over the country that will gaslight you, especially when you have something. Okay. Tell her to email me because I have a specialist that the VA paid for. So, you live in Scotland? I like Scotland. Scotland seems like a nice place to visit. Pay half of the in-person 3-hour depo. Yeah, not the entire deposition. Yes, that was the December 19th. The December 19th was the redo. I think the first one was December 1st. So I can totally understand if that wasn't paid. That is an appropriate thing to ask for. However, oh no. Jesus. Y'all, if y'all want to be able to tell your stories where you won't be judged and tell it in your own words, email me. We'll set up a time that it works. And you can just have people actually listen to you. And then if you have problems, we can maybe find resources to get you some resources on where you can go to find things. I'm not a doctor. I will not diagnose you. However, And Carrie, yes, I know, but I talked to my chat. Sorry, y'all, you don't like it? Sorry. I enjoy talking to my chat. It is what it is. Get over it. Previously deceiving the undersigned, he had paid it by showing a paid invoice that was actually for a separate copy of the transcript he had ordered and not part of the invoice subject to the court's order. That one's weird to me. I don't see Randy or Jeremy being the type to lie about what was paid for. If they didn't pay for it, they didn't pay for it. If they didn't pay for it, they didn't pay for it. But I don't see them being the type of person to like show it and not like say they paid for it and didn't really. I don't see them lying about something that's so easily provable. Like, yeah. Want motions? Try a blue bucket. Don't makes good ink. Then I have to call the cleanup crew. On March 26th, denying he owned it when contacted by the undersigned demanding it be paid. He owed it. Sorry, I can't read today. Contacting Steno, the court reporter's firm, and obtaining confidential and irrelevant information about the undersigned's account and emailing the undersigned and Steno's general counsel revealing that information. Okay. This is where I would instantly put, if I were writing this motion, like, write something and then show my evidence. Write something else, then show my evidence. If he has evidence, like, and thank you. It's good talks about things that are important to her and her chat. Don't like it tough. You keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. Like, he can show evidence of that Steno accusation. That's a good question. Like, it's one of those things of like it. If I were him, I would be putting all this as I'm writing it. Like, bye, Carrie. It's not a fucking airport. You don't need to announce your departure. Like, bye. Mwah. If you don't like my shit channel yet, you are still here. So apparently, you's a lying hoe. Carrie's drinking the Delulu lemonade. Bye, sweet pea. Yep. Carrie and Diane. No, just a Diane, but not the good one. If it's not induced as motion, it's not true, and he doesn't have proof. It's one of those things of like, if you looked at yesterday's stream where I read, and I mentioned this morning, where I read through the Justin Baldoni lawsuit. If you read through it, it is easily readable. It has an accusation or an allegation, and then the proof of why that's not true. It has what happened, and then the proof. The proof is not exhibits all at the end. It is interspersed throughout. Whenever they make a point, they show their evidence, and it reads very easily. It almost read like a Hollywood script. Like, let's all take a moment. Can we have a moment of silence for Carrie and her personality that we don't have to deal with anymore? Like bye. Don't let the good door hit you where the good Lord split you. Hey, honey, did you lock it? All right. That would be a way to make this reading a little bit easier. Also, thank you. Squid has a vast knowledge of what she does and has a large heart to show it. I appreciate you. Don't let the virtual door hit you or the good Lord split you. I mean, that document from yesterday read like a Hollywood script, be it was an actor's lawyer, but still. It was one of those situations of baby, there's nothing in it. You drank it all. It's just one of those situations of it reads easier, and you don't just, it proves that you have the evidence. It doesn't just read with conclusory statements that just blah. Paying the long overdue half for December 19th, but then threatening to undersign with motion for sanctions unless he paid him by 5 p.m. March 26th for half of the cost of the transcript copy Mr. Shockett had purchased and paid for previously. I don't know if I believe any of this. I just don't. It doesn't. Yeah. 28 U.S. Code 1927 provides any attorney or other person admitted to conduct cases in any court of the United States or any territory thereof, who so multiplies the proceedings in any case unreasonably and vexatiously, may be required by the court to satisfy personally the excess cost, expenses, and attorney's fees reasonably incurred because of such conduct. I feel like I've read this. I feel like I've read this over and over and over again. So I'm going to try not to point out the obvious again. Under the plain language of the statute, 3 factors must be present in order to justify an imposition of sanctions. An attorney must engage in unreasonable and vexatious conduct. I think he looked in the mirror when he was writing this. Such unreasonable and vexatious conduct must multiply the proceedings. This from the person who asked for an extension of time to literally copy and paste, and didn't add anything new except for the judge. That Judge Belitho was in one of his cases. And the amount of the sanction cannot exceed the cost occasioned by the objectionable conduct. 2 out of 3 of those perfectly describe bubbles. Perfectly. Say 28 U.S. Code one more time. Like, just do it. Just do it. Smith v. Psychiatric Solutions, Inc., Northern District of Florida, 2012, quoting Norellis v. Denny's, Inc., 11th Circuit, 2010. He used that before. More particularly, the term unreasonably necessary connotes that the district court must compare the attorney's conduct against the conduct of a, quote, reasonable attorney and make a judgment about whether the conduct was acceptable according to the objective standard. The term vexatiously similarly requires an evaluation of the attorney's conduct. That case, citing Black's Law Dictionary, 8th edition, For the definition of vexatious, meaning without reasonable or probable cause or excuse, harassing, annoying. Once again, not pointing out the obvious, but those two words describe someone. Me? Like, I'm working on it. I just need to do another like gift card thing because I have things that I want to get that are just not worth or they're not the type where, you know me, like I'm not going to put something that's over like $30, but there's a couple things that I want that are like 80, 90, something like that. But I'm not that. That even making the Amazon list, I did it because y'all asked, not because I was like, here's my Amazon list. I even had problems making a baby registry because I was like, oh, my friends and family had asked me for a registry, and I had a problem making one because I'm like, oh, we got it. We've got it. So it's not just the Amazon list. That's just me. Although the attorney's objective conduct is the focus of the analysis, the attorney's subjective state of mind is frequently an important piece of the calculus. Being a given act is more likely to fall outside the bounds of acceptable conduct and therefore be unreasonable and vexatious if it is done with malicious purpose or intent. Bruce, for those of you who listen to the Haters podcast or have screenshots or recordings from it, hasn't he literally stated on there that they wanted to create an anti-hail, what the hails ecosystem, which sounds pretty damn malicious to me. Just a thing. It's precious. Oh, it's like, bless his pretty little heart. I don't think Bruce knows what vexation. Yeah, I'm not sure either. Oy, oy, oy. Like, this right here. Smith v. Psychiatric Solutions, Inc., Northern District of Florida, 2012. Fred's quoting Amlong v. Amlong. I have to find where this was, where this is, because he's put this exactly. Like, he... You want up? Yes, baby. Oh my goodness. What's on her face, baby? Okay, boo. Okay. You're welcome. He's put this in a motion before. I don't know which one. I'd have to look. But like I've read this before. Court ordered document 43. The cost of the court reporter shall be shared equally between plaintiff and defendants. Upon receipt of the invoice from Steno in the amount of $1,298.05. Melon, if you're here or you're watching this, you had asked how much it was to how much a depo cost. Well, there you go. That 3-hour deposition cost $1,298.05. Just for the court reporter. So, hey, my pretty. Yeah, he lost the plot. He lost the plot. Even people that came in here originally, like watching the fleas and being on that side of things, have been like, this all sucks and like this is just shitty. What, Angel? You're not stuck. Stand up. On January 13th, the undersigned paid half. Okay. This is where. Okay, Roy, you had said it. What's up, baby? You want to FaceTime Grandpa? Yeah. Okay. Hold on. We will FaceTime Grandpa. There we go. You FaceTime Grandpa, okay? She was mad at me because I was talking to my dad earlier and I needed to actually talk business with him and she couldn't FaceTime him and she was pissed. So this is where I'm confused. Roy said, and Roy, you had said that it was the December 19th that needed to be paid in half. So how did on January 13th, the undersigned paid half of the amount in 649 forwarded to counsel asking to pay Steno directly or half? This is where I'm confused, and I apologize, but I was under the impression that they had to pay half of the January 19th deposition, because if I remember correctly, up here, he literally said failing to pay half the cost of the court reporter for the December 19th deposition. Okay. He says down here, the cost of the court reporter shall be shared equally between plaintiff and defendant upon receipt of the invoice from Steno in the amount of $1,298.05 on January 13th. So were they billed previously to the deposition actually happening? Or did he just lie? Like, did he just lie? Like, did he just lie? I'm confused. Like, y'all can correct me if I'm misunderstanding something here, because y'all pay attention to some of the things outside. She talks to my parents every day. My mom was over here earlier. We don't talk to his parents anymore. His mother was a raging narcissist. I'm sorry. Sorry, January. I'm literally, after a certain part of the day, my brain starts functioning. Thank you. I'm stupid. Like, I just got confused. Yes, December 19th, January 13th. Sorry. Thank you for that. Thank you. Yeah, I can see it being sent January 13th now that I actually look at the dates and I read them. After a certain period of time, my brain stops processing anything. So I read it and yeah. Forwarded to counsel asking to pay Steno directly or send half to the undersigned. I would never ever send money ever to Bruce directly, because there'd be a problem there. Mr. Shockett later sent the undersigned a copy of a paid invoice from Steno that he represented as payment under the court's order for the 50% of the cost of the court reporter for December 19th. But on March 22nd, when preparing to pay a separate invoice from Mr. Hale's December 2nd, 2024 deposition that the undersigned terminated, the undersigned saw that there was a remaining balance of $649.02 on the December 19th invoice, meaning that Mr. Shockett had never paid it directly to Steno or to the undersigned to pay. The undersigned spoke to Steno and learned that Mr. Shockett had ordered and paid for an extra copy of the December 19th transcript, but had not ever paid half of the December 19th court reporter invoice. The undersigned therefore emailed Mr. Shockett demanding the payment of the $649 outstanding for December 19th deposition. Counsel, you have not paid half of the December 19th deposition as ordered by the court. If you do not send $649.02 to me today to cover half of the depo invoice, I will file a motion under 28 U.S. Code 1927. Say 28 U.S. Code one more time. You may send it by Venmo, and there's his Venmo. Do not Venmo him. Do not Venmo him. Yeah, he doesn't owe the money to Bruce. He owes the money to Steno. There's that. There's that. Hey, Steve. I just don't. In my opinion, he writes the stuff so other people will cover it now. If not, then he is one of the dumbest people in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. He must have taken the same bar exam as Kamala. Oh. Well, here's the thing. Best regards. Apparently, Mr. Shockett immediately phoned Steno, with whom the undersigned has an account, but Mr. Shockett does not, and obtained confidential account information about the separate outstanding invoice for the December 2nd deposition, leading to his reply email with he inexplicably CC'd to Steno's general counsel. Here's the thing. How did he obtain confidential information? That's not a Randy Shockett problem. That's a Steno problem, and take it up with Steno that they revealed your confidential information, because if Randy Shockett called and asked, they should have said, that's confidential. We can't tell you. Yes. Baby. You're tired, boo. You're tired. Oh, no. Here. Baby. Babes. He's and that's where I'm like, why? Based on reading this, he's conflating two different issues, and I'm like, I'm not sure. He's making it sound like it's December 19th one, but then he's bringing up December 2nd. Well, when December... Here.
Oh no! I'm sad.
Hold on, beautiful. Counsel, you were incorrect. We paid for both invoices that were sent to us from Steno. Volume 1 was invoiced to us and paid to us two from Steno directly in full. For Volume 2, this bill was invoiced to us and paid by us to Steno from Steno directly in full. I had a detailed conversation with Steno, who detailed me on your phone conversation with the billing department, who had advised that we owe them nothing, but your invoice from Steno for Volume 1 in the amount of $3,878.81 remains unpaid. That doesn't sound like confidential information. That sounds like, hey, what's this $649 for in regards to these depositions? And they could easily say, y'all owe not Bruce himself, but just anybody from that deposition, just give us money. Like, that's what I'm kind of like. Yeah, there's that too. That okay. There you go. Yeah, it sounds like Bruce owes by you, and your invoice for Volume 2 in the amount of $1,290.05 was not paid in full by you. You only paid Steno $649. You can confirm with Steno this was Steno, but I'm copying Attorney Savar of Steno regardless. So that sounds like, see, and this is confusing to me, because the invoice was $1,290, but Randy should have paid half of that, unless the deposition was actually $2,500 and Randy paid $1,290 and the other $1,290 was from Bruce. I could be wrong, but it's something sounds hinky here. Like, something sounds hinky. They had separate invoices. Okay. Thank you, Michael. That, because if they had separate invoices, Randy and Jeremy's invoice was $1,290 and Bruce's was $1,290. And Bruce is conflating or making it sound like the whole deposition was $1,290. And it's like, no, that was half the deposition. This is just what I'm gathering from this. I could be completely wrong. Hey, Freckled Ginger, how are you? How are you? How is a joint bill confidential? Yeah, there's that too. But if they were given separate invoices, then separate but equal. It's not fairy dust. Okay. Thank you, Alita. That's what I was thinking. That's where Bruce conflated. That's where Bruce was conflating. He was getting that $690 as half of the depot, which the depot was $1,290. No, the depot was like $2,500. Your half was $1,290. You only paid half of what you owed, bro. Okay, that makes more sense. That the whole deposition was 25.80, 10. Do the math. 1,290 times 2, 25.80, 10. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just my quick math in my head. So if the whole thing was 25, half was 1,290. Bruce owes 1,290 and only paid $649. Okay, there we go. I heard this is the chat to come and announce when I leave. So if you feel the need to jump up and vacuum, we'll be sure to let you know. No, when you leave on like a, hey, I'll see you guys later, or, have a nice night, got to get back to work, that's totally fine. But when you're like, I hate this stream, bye, that's when it's like, okay. People that are sweet never, yeah. Harry, thank you for the $5 super chat. Candy for little squid. We have an obsession with peanut butter M&Ms lately, and Nutella. She's in love with Nutella. Good. Going live at 8 p.m. ish to celebrate. I will see if I can redirect to y'all. I'll see if I can redirect to somebody. Nobody's been coming up lately. The reference to the larger amount was for December 2nd, 2024, deposition of the plaintiff that the undersigned terminated. His statement that we paid for both invoices was in reference to the extra copies of those transcripts he had ordered. The actual court reporter's invoices would not be sent to him as it was the undersigned's deposition and account. Another email came shortly after in which Mr. Shockett was now apparently acknowledging that he had paid half of the December 19th invoice for the cost. Love you. For the cost of the court reporter, but he didn't have to. To Carly at Steno, me, your invoice is your invoice. My invoice is my invoice. Steno says we are paid in full. Please tell me why we should pay 100% of our invoice and half of your invoice. Okay, that made total sense to me. What Randy is describing was what I was thinking. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the Roy. This is why I can't lose weight. Starburst jelly beans and Easter. Hey, San Diego Garcia, High Squid, YouTube being a butt to another YouTuber as well. Yeah, YouTube's weird. The last few days, it's been bizarre. Like nobody that I know comes up on my redirect. The reference to my invoice was the invoice for the extra copy of the transcript he had ordered, not the December 19th invoice. Mr. Shockett was now saying that since he paid for the extra transcript, he did not owe for half of the December 19th invoice sent to Steno by Steno to the undersigned. No, he literally said you were giving separate invoices. And I'm pretty sure Steno would be more than happy to collect money from anybody who's willing to pay them. Because as a business, if you owe them money, they're going to tell you. They're not going to be like, oh, you're paid in full. No, because something would come up outstanding when you typed in Randy's name. Something would come up on outstanding. Just bleh. Except the court order had them spilled, so hand the order to Steno and they made the invoice. I thought Starburst was a breakfast food group. It's all times of day. Notwithstanding having just disputed owing it, those emails were followed by 2 more emails from Mr. Shockett a couple hours later, reporting that he had just paid the $649.02, but was now demanding that the undersigned pay him for 50% of the cost of the extra transcript he ordered and paid for in January. On a threat of a motion for sanctions, he also CC'd this email inexplicably to Steno's general counsel. We have paid Steno. We also seek 1/2 of our invoice and move for sanctions today. Please pay 1/2 of our invoice from the second deposition by 5 p.m. today, or we will be filing sanctions. Counsel, we have paid Steno in full, now including half of your invoice. Okay, so it doesn't. So what Randy appears to be saying is that y'all, we paid your invoice and now you owe us because they just. This is anybody else getting like? Just anybody else like getting. Yeah. Yeah. Like, like I just, this is giving me like that you're purposely throwing numbers around and dates around in effort to confuse people. Because this sounds very confusing when it didn't have to be. Like, yeah, he's trying to confuse everybody. Like, okay, yeah. Like, it's just, oh, yay. We will give you till 5 p.m. today, given that is the time frame you requested for us. Good point. You can be us by Zelle using the link. And it goes on, whereas the undersigned thought the matter of the unpaid half of the December 19th invoice could and would be resolved expeditiously, the email to Mr. Shockett seeking payment of the December 19th under court's order resulted in what is detailed above, consuming most of the day. You're consuming most of my brain cells. Does anybody else lose brain cells reading this? I just like, who's on first? What is it? Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third. Today's pitching, tomorrow's catching. I'm old. I'm old. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Sound like the court report refused to work without payment. Oh, what a shocker there. I don't give a damn, a shortstop. Yes, Princess dying as you read. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, Clarence, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. He's upset that Randy seeds Steno, but he CC's paint chips, felon dude, creepy journalists, and all kinds of random people on his emails to Randy. It's a good point. I got blind carbon copied on a couple. Those emails that about the settlement, I had received those too. So, this is just, yep, Abbott and Costello. Good old days. Oh, well, at least I know it's not me, because sometimes I feel like, is everybody else being as like I'm trying to read this as easily as possible, but like, y'all, this is, and y'all wonder, and the haters wonder why I get sidetracked and we go on some sidebars sometimes. It's because we have to, because I have to regain the brain cells that I lost. This morning literally gave me a migraine. So, the motion would not have been prepared and filed if Mr. Shockett did not attempt to extort the undersigned on threats of sanctions. He wouldn't know what extortion means if somebody gave him a dictionary and stapled it to his forehead. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I just Beelzebub Bubbles makes War and Peace seem like a pamphlet. I don't think the judge is going to be happy with the copy and paste that he gave him an extra 5 days, and all he did was add Judge Belatho's name in it. That's it. He had a 3. Yeah. Like y'all, I know that some of you only stay here for What the Hail stuff, but if you want to see what, especially those people who aren't familiar with a lot of different lawyer styles of writing, read yesterday's, go back to the Justin Baldoni. We get on some side tracks on that one too, but if you look at the actual motion itself, it is easily readable. It is easily readable. It is long. It is detailed, but it reads like a book. It doesn't read like a textbook. Oh, yep. Round and round we go. Where we'll stop, nobody knows. Yeah, well, yeah, we comment of the night. The only one better was Carrie's because that was just hilarious. But reading sleazy ain't easy. Okay. Given the threatened motion for sanctions if the undersigned did not pay that demand by 5 p.m. on the date of this filing, the undersigned is filing this motion to demonstrate, along with the underpending motions under 28 U.S. Code 1927, the use by the plaintiff and Mr. Shockett of this litigation to vex, harass, and create burden and expense out of artificial and orchestrated side issues. Conclusion, it is objectively unreasonable. Your brain is unreasonable if you have one. Can someone get him a CT or an MRI to prove that there's something there? Because at this point, I'm not really sure. And if I was a doctor and he came into an ER, I would order a CT to make sure there's something there, a talk screen because something ain't right, and a psych eval because something ain't right. Just saying. Not trying to remote diagnose at all, but this is just my opinion of something's not right. That post was for the whole thing, or if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. This is just, it's objectively unreasonable for the plaintiff's counsel to fail to pay half of the December 19th cost of the court reporter as ordered by the court, deceive the undersigned that he had done so by sending a paid invoice for a separately ordered copy of the transcript, independently contact Steno and obtain irrelevant information about the undersigned's account, denying owing half of the December 19th invoice because he ordered a separate copy of the transcript, and demand half payment for their transcript copy on a threat of motion for sanctions. This is just bizarre on so many levels. The court should award reasonable attorney's fees for the time spent pursuing the plaintiff's fulfillment of the court's order plus the time to prepare this motion, which on March 26th consumed 5 hours of the undersigned's time. Blah-de, blah-de, blah. He's getting a brain scan. The judge actually issued a new order for lower owings against Gillispie in December. A mini mental, yes. A mini mental or a slums. A slums would be a good one. I could probably administer the slums without even having to read it. It would take me a couple times, but I've probably given, and for those of you, the slums is not like what the other word for slums is. It's an acronym for St. Louis University Mental Status Exam. It was the go-to cognitive screening for me for OT on acute care floors. It took like 15 minutes to give you a good idea about memory, recall, spatial orientation, Yeah. Cynthia, you're right. Bubbles needs a 5150 hold. I'm just Squid's reading a bad script for a Marvel movie. Y'all, we are going to finish the Justin Baldoni lawsuit sometime this week, hopefully tomorrow morning. But tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., check it out. It is a very well written, and then we're going through all the drama stuff, the receipts and his website and all the news reports and the latest and greatest in that case. But we had to get through 2 initial complaints, one from her and one from him, that were 147 pages or 149 pages and 179 pages. And it has taken, but those are easy reading. We're critiquing the content and not the style of writing and how difficult. The reading is easy. There's text messages, there's screenshots, there's evidence. It's all easy to read. This is 8 pages, and it's like, it makes you like, yeah, ay. The subject of court case is probably coming out next year, Wile E. Coyote versus Acme. Yeah, and hey, Flash fan, how are you? Yeah, not in one state, but 2. Florida, or Massachusetts and Connecticut. Yeah, and that's the thing. How do you ask for attorney's fees for something you're giving someone for free? So, Dan, is it any better? We need to do like a action stream. Take a page out of Megan's playbook and do an action stream, and everybody call everybody in Florida. If you don't know, Dan lives in Florida. Power is still an issue down there after the hurricanes. I will try to link. Rosalind did a really good video on it and the whole situation. I believe I will link her her video in the next one if I can find it. It's on her page. But he's having a rough go of it since the hurricanes last year. So did he pass the bar or limbo under it? You know what they call a lawyer who got a D in law school, right? A lawyer. Yes, this is a new filing from today. He's asking for attorney's fees for half of the payment for December 19th. It's in the beginning, it sounds like, okay, if this is truly not paid, fine. Like, pay it. But like, Don Whittingham, aloha squid. He wants all these lawyers' fees. Probably needs to pay his ticket to see the judge on 4-3. But the lawyer fees is for pro bono lawyer, $0. Yeah, you bring up a really good point. How are you charging for something that you're doing for free? His nose knocked over the bar. Huh. Yeah. Randy's a much better writer, but sometimes even Randy's motions are getting hard to read just based on this subject. That they're just getting like, it's almost like they're getting redundant because Bruce is literally copying and pasting, and Randy is literally writing almost the same thing because the only way to respond to the same thing is that's right here. Oh my God, that's awesome. That's a good point. The potted plant is going to be hopefully it's a Venus flytrap. Oh. Did Bruce made a new filing dumping again? Polyflop on our own. Yeah, we need to do an updated Pasco. Okay. Is that Pasco County? Mandrake. Yes, thank you. Insert fake outrage. Have a good night, Freckled Ginger. And we are going to call it a night because Debbie, I'm in Hernando County and I wasn't aware people in Pasco were still without power. Yeah. Yeah. Not everybody in Pasco County is without power, but and I can't speak for Dan, but just based on what I've seen, and Rosalind did a really, really good video on it. I want to say in January or December. So every time I see Dan, I ask him for an update. Hope the charge judges Bruce for breaking the judge's brain. Yeah, this case will never settle. This case is going to court. It's sometimes that living life with FND whenever that happens, don't take it personally because you will on a daily basis see your numbers go up, and I would say for every like 15 you go up, YouTube takes one away. So it's like you'll see, especially at the beginning, whenever you hit milestones at the beginning are are better or are quicker, 50, 100, 200, 500, 1,000. YouTube will. I don't. Yeah, I hate the Gators, but I still have to. Speaking of that, Kesha, I have to check in on the Jaden Rashada lawsuit because Billy Napier, if you didn't know, is being sued. So, Billy Napier is being sued by a college quarterback for an NIL deal, and it's been going on for a while. So, biggest issue still over there is getting permits without repairing. Power company can't turn on the prep. It's a whole thing. Yeah, this is right here. Yeah, it's there was a quarterback, Jaden Rashada, who, I'll give you the TLDR, had a deal with Miami worth like $13 million. A high school senior having a freaking deal with Miami for $13 million or for $9 million. And Florida said they were going to pay him $13 million. So he signed with Florida, and they never ended up paying him. And he ended up going to Arizona State for his freshman year, and he transferred to Georgia, which is one of the reasons that I got interested in it, because he transferred to Georgia. And I'm like, oh, what drama is this going to bring to Georgia? Well, he transferred out of Georgia this previous season. So he's suing Billy Napier, a NIL collective, the owner of the NIL collective, which is the name everybody makes fun of me for. It's not TLDR. The word is epitome. That's better than an NFL rookie contract. Yep. All right. I will see you guys later. Bye, Robert. Robert, jokes are on you now. What happened? What did I miss? Is his brain gonna feel like a? Yeah. So I will see everybody tomorrow morning, and we are going to try to finish that Justin Baldoni lawsuit and get in. We only have like 11 pages left, and we're going to get into some of the stuff that he, some of the things that he has on his website to prove that Blake Lively is the liar, and he is not. So I will update Amazon right now. The little is playing calmly. She's about ready to pass out, but I will see you. I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's see if anybody is redirecting. Next up on Sanctions Week, let's pay for my Uber to Pensacola. Oh, if I lived 2 hours closer, I might be able to swing going. Y'all have Kathy, thank you. You have a great chat, and they appreciate what you can help with. If people don't like it, then they can move on. I always say, you do you. That's why I watch. I appreciate that. And that's the thing. There is so many different channels on YouTube. I cover things differently, because if I covered things the same way as everybody else, why watch me and not them? Why watch another version of someone who's doing the exact same thing? I would like to do a variety of things, but that's one of the reasons that I'm covering this case like I am, because of the fact that everybody's covering it their own way, and I don't have the time or the attention span. I literally don't have the attention span to try to figure out the pieces, and because I did not follow this case from the start, I just followed the court documents, because then I can see what the judge sees and not try to not get influenced as much by the other stuff. So y'all have a great night. Just J Hip is live. FND is also live. Living Life with FND is also live. So I think that we are going to go show her some support, because I like to spread the love. and she has been a great supporter of me. So I will see if she has redirects turned on, because that's a thing. Because if you don't have redirects turned on, and I will see if YouTube is actually, allowing me to redirect to anybody today. Because sometimes I open redirects and nothing comes up. Or some people that I have never heard of before. Yes, I blame Bruce for me following this case, although it is very entertaining. I, from the start, had said I am not covering this case because it is too dramatic for me and too much stuff that I don't pay attention to. And we, and because of that, I wasn't covering it. But then he decided to mess with my daughter and threatened to call CPS on me. So I know that me covering this case, and every time I mention his name and I make fun of him, and every time I put negative attention on him, he gets pissed. Therefore, I keep talking. Because you don't threaten my family and expect me to take it lightly. He threatened to call CPS on me and talked about my daughter on the Haters podcast, and I don't take kindly to that. I might have to talk to Sarah because she's not coming up. Nope, she does. Oh, redirect privileges needed. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to Just Jay, because he comes up. Valiant Renegade is also live, and the Barbell Spin is live. Flux is live too. Let's go to Flux. Let's talk, baby. Let's go to Flux. I love Flux. Squid Ray to inbound. You have to turn on redirects. I cannot redirect to you. You have to turn on redirects and allow me to redirect to your streams. No. Oh my goodness. Okay. You're raiding me. All right, then we are going to raid Just Jay, because Corn Pope. Hey, Corn Pope, how are you? Hey, Flux. Well, I guess I subbed you to Flux. I love Flux. Flux, you and I need to get together again soon, because we haven't. Don't tell Mrs. Flux. Just kidding. Let's see if Sarah turned on privileges yet. She might not know how to do it. Nope, now she doesn't come up. Darn it. You've been subdued. Yep, she doesn't have redirects on, but everybody go to Sarah, Living Life with FND. I will post her link one more time. She just hit, I think, 100 subs. So we're going to go talk to Sarah. All right, Flux, I'm deleting your stream. Y'all right. I posted her link in the chat. I will see y'all over there in a couple of minutes. Bye, guys. Little one, you want to say bye? Angel, you want to say bye?
Hi.
She's like, nah, no. Y'all have a great night. I will see you in the morning. You want to say bye?
Hi.
Come here. Say bye.
Hi.
Out of your mouth, please. Say bye.
Hi.
Y'all have a great night. Thanks for hanging out.
Hi.